didn't really want it to be a book about me or my journey or a narrative about people that I've worked with or so I think the book that really made me want to have a similar model was The Missing Link by Sydney Banks. Little short nuggets of wisdom on a page and not necessarily connected. And sometimes the theme repeats itself because I think his idea in the way that it's written is not to read it cover to cover. You just pick it up and every page you're going to get something out of it that will cause you to reflect. So I wanted to do that. And my idea was to take quotes from already well-known philosophers that we've all seen and reflect on them as to what that means to me to put it into a context. And as I was thinking about creating a book like that, my artist friend, lifelong friend, Steve Lyons popped up in my head.
Wow.
I thought,
Don't you love it?
Yeah, wouldn't it be great to have his work in that, because his work is just so, it just really is moving to people. It gets you out of your head, certainly. It's very unique. He does this impasto technique where it's almost 3D looking, the paintings. And so uses a lot of paint. They're almost like sculptures with, their paintings. And so I reached out to him to see if that was even a possibility because I wanted art involved in this. And he immediately said, yes, of course. And so that evolved from there.
So let me ask you, so how did that collaboration work? How did you choose together which artwork you'd choose and which stories, or how did you pick what to include?
Well, he and I both are busy people. And so it was a challenge to figure out how can we do this. So I sent his assistant at the time the manuscript. And I said, would you mind looking at this? Because I want someone else's point of view, not just my own, because I might pick images that might not land as well with a reader that doesn't know anything about this way of thinking. And so she read the manuscript, and out of his huge collection of art, she selected the images, and then he went over them after looking at the book. And then he said, oh, well, I want this one. No, I want to replace that one. And so that's how we collaborated on what exactly went in there. He specifically chose the cover.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous. Yeah.
This was a almost 3-year project. And so he had newer work that he wanted to replace some of the images in for the older ones. But there's 59 images in it altogether, and they're all by him.
Wow. Wow, that's beautiful. And so is there any specific connection? Like, did you put a lot of effort in choosing which image goes, around which text, or was that more like an intuitive process?
It was more of the assistant, Laurie, actually thought this would go good with this particular chapter. What do you think? And so I didn't alter it a lot. Some I thought were more, in my view, the image that I would want for this particular chapter. But I also wanted it to be someone who knows nothing about this way of thinking, to see which of his images were moving with that chapter, to merge with it. Or with that, if you can resist naming, oh, that's blue, this is round, if you can resist the naming part using words, it turns you inward and touches in something emotional for you. And you're touching your spirit. You're speaking without words to who you really are. And I think that is an important, really important feature of this book, because unlike a lot of books like The Missing Link, I've seen books of quotes before, They're wonderful if you just open it up and you look at the quote and that's it. But if you have a more moving experience, I mean, you can't put music in a book. I would do that if I could. But with visual art, just looking at that gets you out of your head. And then you're reading the quotes and the reflections on them that is designed to really turn people inside, not looking outside of the world.
Mm.
Had in mind was someone who's troubled about their direction of their life or unsettled or unhappy about their life, and they're trying to figure out how to make sense of their life and make it better. So first, people have to be in a space where they are recognizing that something is up. And so if you're not in that space, this type of book is probably not going to be the book for you. But if you're in the space where you think that life could be different and better because what you're doing doesn't seem to be working very well, this is the perfect book for you. Because instead of looking outside of yourself and going to 8 million seminars and paying money to numerous gurus and traveling all over the world trying to find something that is really already in you, this book is designed to point in the direction of all that you need is already inside of you. You just have to tap into that.